I bless these cards. No, I already did that. Thank you for... Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. I bless these cards. Why did I start it that way? I just did that. I do bless my cards, but whatever. Interesting. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. For supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's her last name. I'm intrigued. I'm like, that was weird that I said that. So, I'm really curious what we're going to come up with for Capricorn. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Where do we want to do these? Oh, right there. Okay. Alright. So what's going on for Capricorn? They're all face down. This was like Sagittarius and Aries today. Let's see what we do with that. And that one's still face down. That's okay. This is going to be one of those readings. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of fun here. I'm sure you're not shocked to know you're very busy. Because I feel like that's a normal thing for Capricorn. Usually when you get going, you keep going. And I'm getting, for the people this is hitting, this is a history where this is something you were very active with, and you did it for a long time, you kept doing it. Something that kind of kept going, but I'm getting like a twist of fate hit with this. This is a past influence, by the way. Where something you were very used to doing, fate kind of turned things upside down on you. And this is something you still don't know about the past. Something you were very used to, something you kept doing, things changed. And the King of Swords created that change. It looked like the Wheel of Fortune. See, somebody pushed the Wheel of Fortune. I think that's very interesting. Because I feel like to you it looked like just fate had its way and just things went a little weird. Whatever it was, and like I feel like there was some type of accident or some type of damage. Something got damaged is what I'm feeling. I feel like something got damaged, and this is more of a mature energy. The King of Swords, I feel like, actually did it, and they felt like this was the answer to their prayer. I feel like I feel like they wanted something to stop, so they broke something, or they caused an issue, or they pushed something in a certain way to cause an error. They might not have meant to create the actual damage, just to be fair. They might not have meant to create that actual damage, but they set things in place or in motion for it to actually be an issue. They created the moment for that to happen, if that makes sense. Because I almost feel like some people, there was property damage, or like somebody had a car accident, and it's kind of like they set up a situation to where somebody was in the wrong state of mind, or the car wasn't in the right condition. Something is weird here, because this is face down. Like, I feel like the reason it's still face down is because this person doesn't want to admit it, because something went a lot worse than they expected. Like, they set up a situation to kind of come apart, but it came apart a lot worse than they expected it to, is what I'm getting. That's kind of what I'm getting with the prayer there, too. Like, things went a lot worse than they expected. When that happened, you put things back together. You had no idea why that happened, though. It's, again, you saw it as the Wheel of Fortune. I'm getting the Wheel of Fortune is how you interpreted it. Like, oh, like life just does weird things sometimes, and I just, when things happen, you pick up the pieces. Isolation, balance, and insecurity. You weren't really understanding how... It's almost like the wheel turned, and the insecurity is like, I don't know how I'm supposed to protect myself from this happening again. But you have isolation and balance is telling me you didn't really understand why. That's why the insecurity is there, because you didn't understand why. Isolation and insecurity together is telling me you didn't understand why. Like, why did this happen? How did this happen? But you're like, you fixed it. You balanced it out. Ace of Cups shows up in the environment. You fixed it. Somebody tried to make something fail, is what I'm getting. But you didn't see it that way. You just saw it as like a twist of fate. You fixed it. Okay. More problems. How rare. It's right in the environment, though. This is another face down card. Why is that happening? See, somebody's messing with you is my first thought. at this point, I should say, at this point, that's what's popping in right there. When I'm getting to this part, my first thought is somebody is messing with you. There's problems. Somebody's really having an issue. They have an issue with you. Five of Swords with the Three of Cups. In this deck, the Five of Swords is showing conflict. And there's other people, like, that's having, like, that two-faced feel. I did a reading earlier today on one of these, and it felt that way before. It's like somebody's nice to your face, but stabs you in the back when you're not present. Like, somebody's nice to your face, but not nice to you when you're not there. That's what I'm getting. And I get the Three of Cups is like somebody might be talking negatively behind your back, but still nice to your face. And they're causing problems for you. They're having issue with you, but it's separated from the other cards a little bit, which is telling me you don't know. They're not saying anything to your face directly, but they got a lot to say behind the scenes to other people. It's very two-faced. Very, very two-faced is what I'm getting. I don't see whoever they're talking to. Nobody's bringing this forward to you. You seem to be very optimistic even at this point. You don't want to see anybody else you don't want to see the darkness here for whatever reason. Like, you don't want to see that this person's being this way to you. You're more trying to see the brighter side of it, I guess, or just kind of like that's just not what you're used to with this person. I don't know what their issue is, but you've got the star card with the moon. Like, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it, and you're in a good mood is what I'm getting. Things are working out. You fixed the situation. You're like, all right. Somebody's becoming a problem, though. I'm getting it right here. Because the Five of Coins reversed, and the Perseverance is right there with it, too. They're not happy. You can't tell that they're not happy. I feel like the reason the Five of Cups... Is it cups or coins? Five of Coins reversed. They're trying to push you out of a situation. That's what's motivating this person. They're trying to push you out of this situation. Which is kind of hard when apparently you have enough motive or you have enough connection here to fix it when it goes wrong and put it back in line. So they want to push you out of it so they can actually make it tank. Because if you're there, it's hard for them to make it tank because you know what you're doing. You keep your eye on things. They want to make this tank. With you there, it's hard for them to make this tank. Somebody's like, that's why they're getting all upset and they're being all jerky. This might be just a jerk person anyway, not for nothing. I don't know. I don't really like this energy. Five of Cups reversed. You just had the Five of Pentacles. That was reversed. Now you have the Five of Cups reversed. There's problems here, and this being like this person is hiding it from you. Like, this is one of those readings where I'm just kind of like, it just makes me feel like I would be paranoid if this was really hitting. If you can lock it back to a point where there's property damage or some type of physical damage is what I'm getting, it didn't make sense to you, you fixed it and put everything back into line, you corrected the whole thing, that might be an indicator that this is for you. Because I'm getting this person is hiding from you and they're not happy. You don't realize, you know that, the thing is, you know that things aren't right. You know that things aren't going well. Things aren't going exactly, there's still a problem. Even though you fix things, things aren't seeming to be right still. Things are still off balance and you just can't put your finger on it. If you came to this before you clicked on this video and there was an issue with something or some situation and you're like, I don't feel like it's right, but I can't put my finger on it, this very well may be for you. Kind of trying to give you the heads up about what's going on around you. But that happened before you clicked this video. If you're watching it and now you're starting to feel like, oh my goodness, what if? Maybe not. So just take it with a grain of salt. Just take it slowly. Choices are going to be made. Choices are going to be made. All right, so this person is now trying to work around you. And they're trying to change direction of the situation. They can't make it tank because you're too strong. I feel like you're too strong. They can't make it fail, and they want to make it fail. So the quest is coming in. They're pushing forward new ideas. They're like, we have to do things differently. And this is somebody trying to get you to do things differently. The Ace of Wands makes me feel like they have some support behind this. Like, we got to do things differently now. Two of Pentacles is coming in with the quest, kind of like we have to start thinking about what we're going to do next. We need to change things. This isn't working as well as it should. We need to kind of reevaluate what we're doing. It's about the same situation that you fixed. And I feel like what they're using here is kind of like, well, we were blindsided with that. Instead of getting blindsided again, let's just change what we're doing so we can be more secure and we can have more stability here. We don't have to worry about things going wrong. Now, I'm using secure and stability purposely because I feel like those words would actually work for you, but they might not be using those words exactly, but they're talking in a way that they think you will like or you'll agree with, and that's the point. So this person is pushing forward with a change. They're doing everything they can to convince you this has to happen. We got to have more, protection here so this doesn't happen to us again. You've got the Seven of Wands. They're making sense to you. You're like, yeah, I don't want to have, this vulnerability feel here. I don't want to feel vulnerable. I don't want to be out in the wind here just like hoping that nothing goes wrong. If we can have some more protection, if we can secure the investment, yes, let's do that. And you're kind of like, but you're also like pushing forth, but we got to make sure this stays secure. We got to make sure this stays secure. But yeah, I see where we got to change that, but we got to make sure this is okay. You're very thoughtful and you're like, all right, yeah, I understand. We do need to get some more protection here. So I'm up for the change, but let's not go crazy. Let's make sure we're making a smart change. Okay. All right. Okay, let's keep going. Why is this a problem? The Knight of Swords is the next one that pops in. It's all face down, so until I flip them, I don't know them. You're making a very sound plan. You're up for the changes. You're willing to do it. They're not happy. Something about this, whatever their motive is, you keep solidifying things so that they'll succeed. And for some reason, this other energy does not want this situation to succeed. So there's the Nine of Swords is telling me people are having problems here. It doesn't seem to be changing right off the bat. Like, this is weird. Like, why is this person such a pain in the ass? Not for nothing. Like, it's a general read, but I'm already annoyed with this person, whoever it is. I feel like this situation is coming to its end. Completion is here. It's weird. Something is changing here. This other person will eventually get what they want. I don't like that. I really don't like that, but that's what they're showing me. Ace of Swords comes in. The Lover's in the environment. Completion literally is the card popping in here. This is ending. And the other person is very happy with it. You have the Four of Swords at the end, which could be a very well-deserved rest. Now, on the upswing, identifying who this person is, and hopefully you don't have to deal with this person again, but if you do, you need to realize that this person has been working for a while to make this situation end. They were doing whatever they had to do, and they've been working at it for a while to try to make it to end. I don't know if it's so much about why, but the fact that they'll do this, when they want something and they think you're going to be in their way, they will do what they need to do to work around you to make what they want happen. That's what I feel like you need to get from this. And I almost feel like that's the whole point of this reading. Because it does, I'm sorry, I do see them getting what they want, which I'm not happy with, but, not every ending can be a Disney ending, I guess. But if you can at least identify who it is and realize if they don't think they can get what they want, they'll work around you until they do get what they want. Maybe you can distance yourself or at least protect yourself or at least have some type of heads up when you have to deal with this person to realize that's the way they're playing. I have a weird feeling that some of you are married to this person, which, you gotta do what you gotta do. You need a break. You need some time to step to the side, realize what happened, and realize that this person diligently kept moving until they finally got what they want. Until they finally got what they wanted. I don't know exactly how this ended. I'm kind of confused because the Ace of Swords comes in and it makes me feel like they went off in a different direction, and because they did, everything else had to stop. Like they pulled everything in a different direction and it shut down this situation, and that's how they finally won. And you're off on the side here taking a needed rest, which could be very healing. It could be a very good thing for you. It's at that moment though you need to realize like this person They just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until they got what they wanted. They worked around you. If you can identify it and see it for what it was, I just feel like this can make a very significant difference in your life for when you have to deal with this person. It can make things a lot easier for you. Because if you see it for what it is and what's going on there and you can really identify it, it's not the motive behind this person in this situation. It's the fact that they do it. It's the fact that they just flat out do it, period. And I have a feeling for a lot of you, you can notice they do this with other people too. That might be a big red flag or a big heads up too. Once you know though, life goes easier for you after that. And I feel like you can handle things and plan, which is usually a Capricorn asset. You can plan for what's coming your way. And you can be like, all right, they're coming. What do I need to do? How do I need to protect myself? Do I even want them involved? Do I have to have them involved? Do I have to have them involved? All right, I think we're good. All right, I'm going to shut that down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.